Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. At a time when the SNP are looking at a £1 billion black hole in the budget, when the NHS is falling apart, when education is failing, when social care is non-existent, and a whole host of many other problems, it's reassuring to know that Airmiles' Angus Robertson can still have a taxpayer-paid jaunt to the United States to celebrate Tartan Week. The total cost is over £130,000, and that's not including his expenses, which for some strange reason the SNP have refused to publish. Perhaps we should be knowing how much we're spending on this oaf's holiday. Anyway, we'll take a look at this, see why it really is quite wrong and why the money should have been spent elsewhere. Perhaps hiring 2 or 3 nurses. That would have been nice. Anyway, here goes. So SNP splurge more than £130,000 of taxpayer cash on Tartan Week events. And that's without Angus Robertson's expenses. And Tartan Week is this thing in the United States. It goes over to New York just to show that, hey America, Scotland exists. And basically it's a job for the boys. It's get them all out there, give them a wee holiday at taxpayers' expense. Because obviously it's hard work sitting up there in a talking shop doing nothing. The Scottish Government send officials to Tartan Week celebrations in New York every year, but the expensive tradition is paid for by the public purse and comes at a time when ministers are facing a £1 billion budget black hole. There's a picture of Angus, chilling out with some dudes and dudettes in New York, and thinking, well, it's very nice here when I don't have to pay for my travel, my food, my very expensive hotel, and all this, all at the taxpayers. So while, you're at home struggling, trying to make ends meet, trying to put food on the table for your children, it's reassuring to know that Angus Robertson can still go out and have a good time. And he's very grateful that you're willing to pay for his jaunts. Isn't it excellent? So the extent of Scottish Government spending on Tartan Week in the USA has been revealed, with more than £130,000 of taxpayers' cash splurged out on the junket in New York. And this total is excluding the expenses of Angus Robertson, which the SNP administration have repeatedly refused to publish. And if they're refusing to publish, it's because they're embarrassed. Yeah? If this was just a few nights in a hotel and coming to a few $100s and some food, yeah, that would be fine. The fact that they're hiding it knows, even they know, it would be outrageous. A total of 10 civil servants accompanied the Constitution Secretary on his excursion across the pond to mark the occasion, which is a yearly tradition designed to promote Scotland's links with North America, in case the Americans forget that Scotland exists, that kind of thing. But the spend comes amid a cost of living crisis and a £1 billion budget black hole facing the government. And the Scottish Daily Express can reveal the cost of the trip to the public purse was £136,000, which covers the cash spent on events, advertising and expenses. But it excludes Mr Robertson's hotel, travel and food budget. A number of other Scottish politicians also attended the week-long celebration, including from the Scottish Parliament and Westminster. A total of £64,000 was spent on, nearly £65,000 was spent on participating in numerous events in America, with more than £20,000 being spent on taking part in New York Tartan Day Committee Parade, £19,000 splashed out on the Washington Tattoo, and more than £5,000 splurged on an event with the American Scottish Foundation at Bryant Park. Why do they think this is acceptable? I mean, you've got to say it's a lot of money for a bunch of people to go out there just to have a good time at public expense when the whole country is suffering. People are hungry. People can't afford to put their electricity on. People can barely afford to eat. Meanwhile, that obnoxious oaf goes out on a journey with 11 people. So 136,000. You're talking, what, £12,000 per person? £12,000 per person to go on a little holiday to New York. Really? Is that the best use of taxpayers' money? Over 50,000 was spent by the SNP administration on communications and marketing in North America, with the majority of this spend, 25k, on a PR. How can that be the majority? If over 50,000 was spent, how can the majority of 25,000? Anyway, on a PR and partnership campaign to support Tartan Day or Week 2023. Other notable purchases including a Tartan Day promotional films, nearly 20k, and social media promotion of the event, 5k. How about keep these people at home, use the money you spend on there to maybe pay for a bit of, nursing care, something like that. There's nothing he did there that he couldn't do on Zoom. Seriously, why are they promoting Scotland in America? What possible point? And I suppose it's all... They went across there on a yacht or something, did they? Because I'm sure they didn't fly, because the Greens are in charge. And the Greens are saying that there's a climate emergency. And if there's a genuine climate emergency, then they need to cut down on their air travel. Hypocritical, two-faced, thieving bastards. One and all, aren't they? The costs were combined with the expenses bill for all the civil servants who attended the New York celebrations. The taxpayer was hit with a hefty £17,000 bill for flights and accommodation of the 10 civil servants who accompanied Mr. Robertson, which included flights and accommodation, for him as well. And it's for what possible purpose? Just so he can get his mug taken with a couple of fruity girls? Lovely. He looks like a dirty old man, doesn't he? Let me creep around these young girls. Oh yeah. Probably fondling them, The most expensive commute was for John Primrose, the Deputy Director of the government's international division. His travel cost, £1,476, which means that is business class. And his accommodation was £846.99. An unnamed government spin doctor's flight was £921. Again, why are we sending spin doctors? Why not pay the money and use it to buy real doctors? All 5 US-based staff... what? 5 US-based staff? Why is the Scottish government got US-based staff? It's not it's not a sovereign country. It doesn't need ambassadors and stuff, does it? It doesn't need permanently set overseas. That's covered by the United Kingdom. More money wanked away when it could be better spent. Anyway, the 5 US-based staff all either drove or got a train to New York, but all rang up steep accommodation bills at the lavish Westin Hotel, with each of them totaling more than £700 for their stay. Again, why? What purpose? Scotland is not a sovereign nation. It shouldn't be doing this. This could all come under the auspices of the United Kingdom. This is just jaunts for the boys. Public expense, holidays. Let's go out there and have a good time. Let's eat the best food. Let's stay at the best hotels. Let's get drunk every night. Probably paying for strippers. And all going down to the Scottish taxpayer. So while you're sitting there, like I say, struggling hard, paying your taxes, they're out spending them on this shit. The Scottish Government were asked to explain the reason why such a high number of civil servants were sent to Tartan Week at such a high cost to the taxpayer, but said that they do not hold recorded information which outlines the decision-making process regarding the requested information. In other words, they can't come up with a bloody good excuse. They've been caught out, and now they're trying to hide the fact that this is going on, and has been going on for years. They previously defended the spend. Travel is an essential part of government business. This isn't official government business. This is a holiday. This is a payoff. This is, hey, guy, come on, let's go on a Beano and have a real good time. And never mind about the bill. The taxpayer will pick that up. The international engagement enables ministers to promote Scotland, build relationships and boost investment. Oh, yes, because they're the sort of things that the United Kingdom doesn't do. As EY reported last year, Scotland continues to outperform the UK as a whole for foreign direct investment. Well, then you don't need to be pissing off and doing it then. It's just so good. Driving the creation of new jobs and economic opportunities for local businesses. Not for long. Not once you get rid of all the cars. Not once you get rid of all the nice things in Scotland. Hey, all the glens, all the beautiful countryside. Like Glenateeve. You drive down the road of Glenateeve, beautiful. Won't be when you've got power cables going along on the pylons every 100 yards, and then every other bit is filled with windmills and bird choppers. Oh yeah, it's all that beauty's gone. But hey, you're net zero, so you can have a little wank over that, can't you? These people are morons, aren't they? And you need to get rid of them. Why should Angus Robertson go on a huge holiday like that at public expense just to satisfy his ego? Oh, look at me. I'm an important man. I need to have my holiday paid for by the taxpayer. What a prick. Anyway, I'm going to come up. What's truly sad is all the wild-eyed, foaming at the mouth, rabid, loony SNP voters will say, oh, well, it's important that he has his holiday. It's important that I, as a taxpayer, have to pay to make sure that the likes of Angus Robertson has a really good time. You know, I'm sitting in poverty and misery and blaming it on Westminster. But hey, Angus is okay. Angus is out there. Angus is having a good time in the strip clubs of New York, popping the old dollar bills into the arse crack of some bird sitting there giving him a little private dance. That's fine. Meanwhile, their child can't get in and get a dentist because there's no bloody dentist. Their granny can't get a hip at a hospital because there's no bloody doctors. But it's okay. Angus can be up there popping the old dollar bills into the stripper's crack. That's fine. They're a bunch of arseholes. You need to get rid of the SNP and you need to stop this sort of shit happening all the time. They're just in it for the money. They know they're done and they're just trying to get out as much as they can as quickly as possible. They're corrupt arseholes. Anyway, I'm going to stop now. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you're seeing here on the channel, please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video, and until next time, stay safe, stay well, and if you can get a holiday on the taxpayer, hey, go for it. Bye.